Welcome to episode 4. Yes,
The
of
Boys
The
entire
Boys.
series review. How good?
Review,
How good?
yeah, opinions, thoughts.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's not really a review, is it?
No,
It's a discussion. It's a
yeah, just
discussion about the
open
boys.
discussion about The Boys, our thoughts, and whatnot. Um,
Yep.
I reckon season 1 probably started off pretty strong.
Season one did start off very strong.
Um,
Like that really was the hook. And I think even from season, I was watching. I think I heard about the boys from some friends,
yeah,
and I hadn't watched the first couple episodes. I think I fucking watched the first couple episodes, maybe the first two or three, and I was like, "All right, yeah, she's pretty good." And then from there, I think I watched every episode the day it came out, from season one through to season five. So I was a
yeah,
fan. Like the whole see that it's been with me for 5 years. That fucking series, and
well, a little bit longer, I think,
it's
because
one of
they had a bit of a break because
oh
of
seasons,
COVID too.
5 years. Yeah, I meant
Five
like
seasons.
five seasons, 5 years is what
Yeah,
I'm
fair enough.
going. But yeah, like it always it always had me coming back. I enjoyed every season. There was no particular season where I was like, "That was a fucking that thing." But there was always something in every single one that was enjoyable. Um, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole series. Like, I don't give a fuck what everyone says. I know there's like allegory, Trump allegories to the ass, and it's fucking all this sort of shit. Like, I get it. I get it. I really
Yeah, but
do.
The Boys in general is like very. It does have quite a bit of political aspects to it in general, anyway.
Yeah, yeah, and they say they hit both sides, and they definitely hit one side harder than the other. But that's not why I'm there. Like, I was watching it because it was my kind of humor. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it just hit right with me
yeah.
personally.
The dark, gritty, gory
Yeah,
sort of shit. Yeah,
like that was one of the first times where we saw a comic book series that was gory as fuck. People were just getting blown up, ripped in half. Like Huey's girlfriend gets run through in the first episode. Like,
yeah. Because I didn't see any of the comics or anything to do with the boys.
mm,
Um, and season 1 had already fully come out, and I hadn't seen
yeah,
it yet. And a mate of mine says, "Oh, you should watch this show. It's basically how it was described to me was, it's basically like a, if superheroes were real and like they get
bad.
consequences and they're all bad and all this sort of stuff and whatnot." I'm
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, sounds alright. And then I watch season 1. I'm like, oh shit, okay,
yeah. That's not what I was expecting. Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because you think of superheroes and you think like obviously you got your DC and Marvel where all the superheroes are all good and all that sort of stuff, and then you get to the boys and it's like pretty much
nope.
just a massive parody of both of them, and they're all just killing people and not giving a shit.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. The only thing they really like, I like in the start, it was very like it was a lot more about getting that popularity, sort of like with Twitter and or social media like presence for the heroes. Like that's kind of like how they got big, was like having a lot of fans rather
Mm,
than them actually being any good at what they're doing.
yeah,
And
they wanted
I
the
always thought
vanity.
that was kind of yeah, I always thought that was kind of cool at the start because it's a massive like hit people today where they're just not necessarily glued to their phones, but you know, just
Mm, I would
influences in
say
general. Like it's a good hit at influences in general, I guess.
a lot of people are glued to their phones. Like I've definitely fallen victim to that a few times, and I've had to
Oh
think, oh
yeah,
shit, I've been on my phone for a while. I'm gonna fucking put that away.
it's easy to do. Doom scrolling is a very easy thing to do.
Yeah, especially with young people, they don't literally know, or this generation, I should say, don't really know much different. Like,
No, 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 they don't. They never really had a life
No,
without
because
it.
yeah, really.
So
Because when I was younger, I just I mean, I had a Nintendo, but I wouldn't sit on it. Like I played football for a club, I played football for school, and all this other stuff.
yeah,
And then the smartphone come out, and then all of a sudden everyone's just glued to it. And I think
yeah,
the
yeah,
boys do a good job of like capturing, like all the heroes are just sort of wanting the vanity of having fans and having a following, and
yeah,
like the bigger and better you look, the sort of more powerful they are in the world, I guess.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. And it did it. It's definitely done bits and pieces, like good hits at certain shit in the past, like when they were taking the piss out of um the Marvel female charge in Endgame and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you can see they were clearly taking the piss out of that. And everyone's like, "Oh, you fucking." They did the same thing, and the other thing I was like, "Yeah, but that's still them taking the piss out of it."
yeah. Most of the thing the
I
boys
get
did
it, but
was,
they're still taking the piss out of it.
I mean, most of the stuff the boys did was taking the piss out of the other two big sort of superhero um studios and creators and whatnot.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
the political stuff did like increase over the seasons, especially in season 5. It did get like, okay, that's enough now. Let's just dial it down a bit.
yeah. Let's give it a bit of a rest, eh?
Yeah. And I get that season 5 was written like 1 or 2 years prior to it even releasing. I get that. But even 2 years ago, all that Trump stuff that was still would have been still relevant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think like so, the boys came out was getting made before Trump was even president. First off,
Well,
anyways.
yeah, exactly. But like, like you take all the Trump allegories and stuff out of the equation in general, and if Trump had never gotten the presidency, et cetera,
Yeah,
I wonder
yeah.
if the boys would have done the same thing as they've
As
done now. I mean,
or
some parts of me like, okay, they've they've made this to make it look like a because of recent events, but at the same
yeah,
time, some parts were like, okay, they probably still could have done that, even if like the whole political landscape was completely different.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And, like certain, like it's hard to say how this show would have gone without bits and pieces of that, and like if it would still be the same. But the thing is, like, if you say you didn't know jack shit about Trump,
Yeah,
like say you were Australian here, that, doesn't watch the news, doesn't give two shits about what's happening in the states, you can sit down and you can thoroughly enjoy the boys,
yeah, yeah. You could.
and like you know none of that shit would even be in your head because it's just interesting to fucking watch.
Yeah,
You know, um, the boys always had a good way of mixing in its comedy and action and storytelling in a way that is still compelling, even if you're not up to date with the latest trends, I guess, or what's going on in the world. You know,
yeah. I mean, if someone was in a hole and they didn't know what was going on around them,
mm,
nothing, they have no access to news or whatever, and someone just drops off DVDs or whatever, it's got all the boys on it. I still think they'd probably enjoy it.
yeah, I think so too.
And most of the complaints I see about it online are it's straying so far from the comics, and maybe that's probably why I enjoyed it a fair bit because I'm not one that likes things straying from source material, but at the same time, I'd never seen the boys comics before I watched the show. I
Yeah,
sort of watched
so
the show first.
yeah, it's like one of my mates when I was in high school. I was talking. It was when Harry Potter was still coming out.
Yeah,
I think we're in like year 11 or 12, something. And Goblet of Fire was coming out. I reckon maybe Order of the Phoenix, one of them. Anyways, And I was like, "Oh, have you read the book?" And he's like, "Nah, I stopped reading after the second one or third one." I was like, "Oh, why?" And he's like, "Because I wanted the third one I noticed I'd read it and I watched the movie and there was parts that were missing that I liked in the books that were in the movie and disappointed me. So now I'm just waiting for the fucking movies to come out. I want to watch the movies, enjoy the movies for what they are, and then read the book after. So then
Fair enough.
I don't get like that disappointment. And I was like, oh, that actually makes like a bit of sense to a degree. Like, certain things just don't translate to film as well as they do in comic books.
No, and that
That's just a fact.
that's
And
probably
yes,
one
I
of my
understand the story of the boys strayed very far from the comic books. They kind of kept it in line to a degree at points. But it's like The Walking Dead. Like The Walking Dead's based on comic books.
yeah, but
And that
it was
strayed
very far.
so far.
Yeah.
So far. You know? And I don't feel like the boys strayed as far as what Walking Dead did, you know?
No, Walking Dead, I think even though it did stray very far, I think it was just popular because, zombie survival done right
Yeah.
is always
Yeah.
going to be popular.
Mm,
And I think they adapted that well to a TV show for Walking Dead. And
yeah.
to be fair, when Walking Dead did come out, they didn't have much of a comic fan base as far that as I could see anyway.
Yeah, like I
Like it,
knew they were comic books and I think I'd read a couple of them, but not a great deal of them, no.
yeah,
Um I knew bits and pieces, like I knew like Rick like lost his hand and that sort of stuff, but and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna happen," and they never did it. Oh,
yeah,
that's a shame.
and
Um,
and not to mention, like, one of my biggest dilemmas with comic books being adapted into movies and TV
mm,
is it's probably why I'm not as critical on some of the earlier Marvel stuff as I am with some of the DC stuff, because I've
yeah,
read
yeah,
far more DC comics than I have Marvel comics.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And it is hard to, one, stick to true comic adaptation without
yep,
straying too far, while also marketing it to the masses that may have not seen the comics. So you can't
yeah,
just drop a character in and expect people to know that character if people don't read the comics. Like, if they
yeah,
made a Superman movie and they just dropped in a cameo of Toyman out of nowhere, people aren't going to know who Toyman is, because Toyman is one of my favorite Superman villains,
yeah, yep, yep,
but he's not, even in the comics, he's not really that well known.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's hard to portray that. So they got to find a balance of not straying from the Toyman character if they adapt him, but also
mm,
introduce him in a way that people who don't understand comics are gonna relate to that character.
yeah,
But so I do see both sides of it, and
yeah,
you know you can tell Eric Kripke did care about the boys, and he
yeah,
did. He's got a lot of experience with TV, like he did 15 seasons of Supernatural. Um, I can forgive him for straying from the comics because, like I said, I didn't read the comics beforehand, so I
yeah,
suppose I probably can't make a judgment on that anyway. But I still think he
yeah,
did a good job in most of it. There were some parts I'd be like, really, okay. But
yeah. There was definitely parts.
for the most part, like, it was, as a series as a whole, I liked it. It was,
Yeah,
it didn't. It had the allegories. It had, at least it didn't go woke per se. There were a few little, like, yeah, right, let's not dive into that too much kind of thing.
yeah. There was a bit of that. Yes.
But yeah, but they did stay away from it for the most part, which was nice.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
the
Did their best to
de-evolution,
stay away from it.
the de-evolution of Starlight should be studied though. That was
Yeah, the way she, yeah.
I
It's
mean, I get she probably couldn't help it because she's got some sort of condition, and I'm not
but
letting.
there's definitely some work going on as well. It's not just that. Her tit's
Yeah.
gotten like fucking 10 times bigger. You know that doesn't. You know, as far as I know, there's no disease that does that to women.
and that she's and that she's eating a lot of injected KFC chicken.
Oh yeah,
Remember
chicken
that
breast
being
and
a rumor back in the day? KFC were injecting the chickens full of hormones that made your tits bigger.
yeah, it's got these fat chicks eating fucking KFC every day. Yeah, look, the boys was a fucking ride, man. It is a fucking
Oh, it
ride.
was definitely great.
Yeah, it's gonna go down in history as one of those series. It's gonna be like, like we said, it's it's one of those TV series that's gonna go down like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, or like it's gonna be talked about for a long period of time because it was very good. The vast majority of people enjoyed it. You
Well,
know.
not to mention now that they're doing Fort Rising, which they've already completed filming and it's set to come out like pretty soon. Like that's kind
Mm.
of crazy.
Next, yeah, I think it's gonna. I think it's still 12 months away or something like that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but like they've already dropped a
it's next
trailer
year
for it. I'm
sometime.
pretty sure.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yeah, which is like I get their like they want to keep the momentum going from the boys,
Mm.
um, which is good in a way. But you know, they could have
Yeah.
at least maybe give it an extra 6 months. Let the boys settle down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Not
if they
just
want
like,
to,
oh, we got the new thing. He's the replacement.
yeah, and not to mention because they cancelled season 3 of Gen V, which is fine because season 1 was
You didn't.
okay. Season
You didn't
2
watch season two,
was
did you?
mass. From
Did you
what
watch
I've
season
heard,
two yet?
no, I haven't seen season 2, but from what you've told me and what I've seen online, it's not overly great.
Yeah. Look, yeah. The allegories and the wokeness really shine a lot more in that. I think because Kripke must have had a bit more free reign than. I mean, he had plenty of free reign in the boys, but yeah, I don't know. It was. It definitely they kicked it up a notch in that. That's for sure.
Well, because that was the whole idea of um, what's her name, Marie Monroe being introduced into the actual boys at the end of season 4 and at the end of this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, season 5. And she was supposed because she goes down to Mexico with a couple others survivors or not survivors, but the people that they rescued out of the I guess you could call it non-believer slaughterhouse. I don't know what you'd
Yeah.
call it. Um, and they were supposed to go down to Mexico and set up something similar to what Butcher set up, but
Mm,
down in Mexico,
yeah.
and it was supposed to be called the Boys Mexico. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've seen. That
It's
would have
gonna
been
be.
kind of cool.
It's gonna be very hard to continue on the boy, continue on the story of the boys into the future after the death of Homelander, because Homelander's been the bad guy the entire time. It's not like another TV series where each season has a different bad person. You know what I mean? Like Homelander was the central bad guy the entire fucking time. So now that there is no Homelander anymore, it makes me wonder what they could possibly do in the future with it. You know what I mean?
Well, they did. You do see Homelander put Soldier Boy on ice. Like that's why I said I'd
Yeah.
like to see like a sort of a follow up in the future, like
Yeah,
to see what actually happens with Soldier Boy. Because out of pretty much all the bad soups, they're pretty much all dead now, except for Soldier Boy.
yeah. And Soldier Boy was kind of like questionable at the end. Like
Yeah, like he was
he
he was
did
sort of
bad
in
stuff and did
between.
good
Like
stuff.
he was he
Yeah,
was he was a bit of a dick, but he wasn't like murder a whole
he
plane of
wasn't
people
like
like
Homelander
Homelander.
was. He didn't want to take over the world. He didn't want to just kill everyone. Like kind of just wanted to do his own thing, really, just be left
Yeah,
alone.
he
Like
just wanted
it seems.
to do coke and fuck women.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
Yeah, But
She wants
yeah,
to
like
live the life. You know what I mean?
yeah,
The
so
rock star life.
yeah, but it because he's like the only character you don't get any closure on.
Yeah,
Like Homelander
yeah.
sort of just chokes him out, puts
Locked him
him
in a
in the
box and then see you later. And this is like, oh,
yeah,
okay. Well, what happens to him? Yeah.
yeah. So if
It would
maybe
have been good.
maybe
To get some more.
maybe in Vought Rising, maybe if they like I know it's a prequel and it's showing Vought Rising, but what if they do the whole um someone lets Soldier Boy out of that cryo sleep thing and like he's he's writing like a fucking bio documentary or whatever and that's why you see the
Yeah.
things in the past. I mean that'd be cool, but I don't think they're going to
My
do that.
assumption is that at the end of this Vought Rising, you're gonna see um, someone waking Soldier Boy up. Like it's gonna be like a dream or like a not a dream, but like his memories.
Yeah,
And then he gets
mate,
woken
yeah,
up in the tube. And then
yeah,
I
that'd be
think
kind
we're
of
only
cool.
gonna get I think we're only gonna get like one season of Vought Rising. There's not too much to tell there. Like obviously there is, but with the whole like him getting frozen, the Russian thing, the lead up to it, his teams before that. So there's a bit to tell, but we all know it's one of those. It's kind of like Black Widow, the movie,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's like it came out after she was already like dead as the character was already dead, and it's like okay, I get it, but we already know exactly what leads to this. We already know the plot lines, the plot points. So prequels are
Prequels are
generally
hard to
done the
do well.
yeah, because they usually prequels are usually done the best when they're about characters that have little to no backstory to begin with.
Like
So like
excellent example, Star Wars.
yeah, yeah,
Like you see the original trilogy, you see Darth Vader. It shows
yeah,
nothing of their backstories. It
yeah,
still did really well. 30 years
yep,
later, they do the prequels, pops off, they show the
yep,
backstory, and it was done really well.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You get this whole big thing of how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. It's great because you don't know any of that,
Yeah,
but we already know a lot of things about Soldier Boy. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they nail that out. Um, I'm kind of keen to see the Nazi chick come back,
oh, Stormfront
Stormfront.
slash Liberty.
Yeah, because she was actually not too bad of a character. Um,
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed they faded her out because she was like the she was a lot like Homelander, not probably not as powerful, but she was. I wouldn't say Homelander was. Oh, he probably was, but in terms of like evilness, Stormfront was definitely worse than Homelander.
oh yeah, well she was a fucking full on blown Nazi.
Nazi,
So
yeah. I would have loved to seen where she wanted to take forward, and obviously, her character being a Nazi, she was probably would have started up concentration camps again,
yeah, yeah, it would be something like that, which Homelander eventually kind of sort of did, but for Starlighters, you know
just
what I mean?
without the gas chamber.
Yeah, without the gas chamber.
But yeah, and I seeing Bombsight too, like because you don't really see much of his power except for that little bit in the second last episode.
Yeah, flight
Because
us in or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, um, and what's that? What's that other that girls that she puts her hands together and creates that red energy?
Oh, are you talking about like the old Asian? Oh, Scarlet something or other.
Yeah, because was
Scarlet red,
is
red or red something.
because she
It
had
was she was like
V1 too.
Homeland. Nah, she didn't have V1 because she got old. Remember? Um, and she was like what's his name's Soldier Boy's like girlfriend or whatever. Is that
Yeah,
who you're
back
talking
in
about?
like was it World War II or just after Vietnam War or
No, it
something?
was like in Vietnam. It was in
Yeah,
Vietnam. Yeah, that's why she's still alive but old. Scarlet.
yeah, I can't remember, but you know who I'm talking about though,
Crimson
right?
Countess.
Yeah, that's
Crimson
it.
Countess. Yeah, so because we saw a little bit of that in the past, Crimson Countess.
Yeah, I think season 3 they introduced her, and she was like she's the one that actually betrayed Soldier Boy too, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, or
Yeah,
she knew about it or something. She knew where he was the whole time or something. He thought he
yeah.
was a prick.
Well, I mean, not wrong.
Well, everyone kind of said that everyone really made out to be the fact that he was a massive fucking dickhead, like back in the day.
Well, I mean, still is. He's just not like go out and destroy a whole building full of people kind of dick, but he's like a
Well,
dick
he
in the
still beat
sense
the
that
shit
he
out of
just,
people, like fucking beat the fuck out of them, and
yeah, he's a dick in the sense like he wants to do what he wants to do and don't get in front of him while he's doing it.
it's kind of like that abusive father figure sort of thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah,
the
Payback. That's the original team.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
So it could go into the Payback days, which had Black Noir in it, the original Black Noir,
That's
Crimson Countess.
that Black Noir is also one thing I wish they would have stuck to the comics on, even after
Yeah,
seeing the show and then reading some of the comics,
yeah,
because it would have been
yeah.
so much better. Black Noir
Mm.
was a clone of Homelander, like he is in the comics. If they'd done that in the TV show, I think that would have been a lot better.
Yeah, if that had stuck to that part, I think a lot more people would have been happier with the ending.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that's the big reveal at the end of the boys is like it was never Homelander, it was this other fuckwit.
yeah,
It's a
exactly.
clone of him. It's just like, oh, I see.
Yeah, and Butcher realizes, oh, I've been chasing the wrong Homelander, so to
Wrong
speak.
person. Yeah, yeah.
And it also played on um,
It
Homelander's
made it
psyche
Soldier
as well,
yeah, it made
because
yeah, it made
because
Homelander go
Black
nuts because he's like, I
Black
didn't do
Noir,
this shit. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck? Yeah,
Black Noir's going off and doing shit as Homelander because he's his clone, and
yeah, yeah.
Homelander's copping all this shit for, and he's got no memory of it,
Shit he
so he
didn't even
starts
do.
going
Like,
insane, and yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like, if they had a stuck to kept that in there, maybe even I'm fine with like sort of some of the stuff they did with Homeland, how it goes like progressively more nuts towards the end of the series, but they shouldn't change that whole reveal for Black Noir. Like even if like they had certain things in there that wasn't
if
him. You know what I
even the
mean?
whole like I am God thing, like I'm even fine with that, because it would have been even, I reckon it would have even been better if Black Noir just rips off his mask at like the end and said, "I'm Homelander too."
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that whole God thing like something that happens in like one of the DC like alternate universe comics? It's like with Superman or something. Like he's pretty much declares himself as a god. Or am I just tripping?
I don't know if he claims himself as a god, but are you referring to the injustice?
Possibly. Yeah, there's one where he
Because
basically goes evil.
well, yeah, there's because injustice is there's also another couple comic book arcs that dive into it, but basically what happens is Joker, because Joker, we all know Joker's a massive Batman villain, and Batman and
Yeah.
Joker go at it all the time.
Yep.
And in Joker's words from the comic book, he wanted to try something on easy mode for once, because obviously Batman's always stopping Joker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
Joker goes after Superman, gives him
Mm.
this toxin or this poison that's laced with kryptonite and all this other stuff, makes Superman hallucinate, think that he's fighting Doomsday, but he's actually not fighting Doomsday. He's actually like attacking Lois, and Lois is also pregnant. So
Ah, okay.
it does get very dark, and it's
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite, like, I wouldn't say evil Superman stories, but it really shows what happens if like Superman's pushed too far, or
Yeah, yeah.
someone with that amount of power is pushed too far. And not only
Yeah.
does he make Superman basically kill Lois and his unborn child with his own
Yeah.
hands, he also blows up Metropolis with a nuke or a bomb.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And Superman just, like, you see this moment where he just like snaps, lights just dull down, flies straight
Yep.
over to Joker and just punches a hole straight through his chest. Like
Pretty
it's
fucking
it's
cool.
actually a pretty good comic. I would recommend it to anyone who's a fan of Superman.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I might have to give that a sus.
But yeah, and then after that, he just goes on this big tirade of pretty much criminals just shouldn't exist,
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. And the only way they stop him, and it's actually a really good ending to it, and the
Mm.
animated movie does it really well too.
Yeah.
Is they actually search the multiverse for for a Lois Lane that's pregnant.
Yep.
They
But
find a
Superman's
Lois
dead or
Lane.
something.
Yeah, but they find a Lois Lane that's pregnant, but Superman is dead in that universe.
Yep, 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 yep.
And
It's the old Rick and Morty fix.
yeah, they bring her in, and she talks with Superman, and like Superman like feels the baby bump and listens and all that sort of stuff, and
Yeah.
it's basically just another big light bulb moment. Like, fuck, this isn't me. Why did I do
Yeah.
this? And
Yeah, yeah.
he
What have I
basically
become?
yeah, he basically chooses exile on his own for
Yeah.
eternity. Like Batman goes through the trouble of building a red sun prison, so he has no powers to get out. But Superman's just like, you won't need that. I will not move, and literally
Mm.
just sits still as a statue in this jail cell for however long.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
That it does vary. That there's a few other iterations of it, but it does vary. It is a good
Y-
read. I can't remember the exact. I'm pretty sure it's just called Injustice.
Yeah, yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's my memory of it.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, back on point with boys,
Yeah,
you know,
that was a big tangent, but anyway.
that was a huge tangent. Um, yeah, no, I think we're both in agreement that it was a great series. Like, it had its ups and downs, but overall, pretty good. I think we're both a little let down by the ending. Just more with the whole Kamiko thing.
Yeah, I
How
felt like that
she's
was a
the
bit of a
one that,
cop out. Like they built up this virus, and they built up Marie Monroe
yeah,
from the
and then
spin-off
went
and this,
nowhere.
and
Yeah,
none of it went anywhere. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we'll just pump Kimiko full of radiation. Next minute, oh, she's got the same ability as Soldier Boy. Like, what?
yeah, and it's like no way of knowing that she could possibly even get close to having the same thing as Soldier Boy because she hasn't got V1. So there's no plausible way. It doesn't. I don't give a shit how smart Sage is. She has no way of knowing for certain that it would work at all. It's
And
more. She would have had more chance of figuring out how to change the virus, like remake the virus, or change the virus to only affect
V1,
um V1, like people with V1. She would have more chance of being able to do that than give Kimiko that power. And I
especially
feel
just
like I
by
would have enjoyed that a lot more. Even if she managed to just make a virus that made like it ate away the V1 so they lost their powers. Or, rather than killing them or something like that. Like that would have still been better because you had the build up of the virus. Or like we said, you bring in the Marie
Marie
Monroe,
Monroe. Yeah.
yeah, Marie Monroe or whatever from thing, and she rips the V out of his veins. But yeah, that was a bit of a cop out. I didn't mind everyone, like I've seen a lot of people bitching about the like him saying he's gonna like suck the fucking butcher's dick and fucking all that sort of stuff. But it's like Homeland is a fucking coward.
Well, that plays into exactly what A Train said at the start of the season, and it was a pretty good
Yeah.
like callback to it. Like, just like A
Mm,
Train says, take away those
yeah.
powers. What are you? Nothing. You're pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
that was portrayed pretty well. If I'm being honest, I
Yeah.
think that
It
was
was.
portrayed pretty well.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I think they did that very well.
The
And
like
like
I think where he's like,
and they kill him with fucking crowbars in the fucking comic books.
but
Three
where
of them do it,
Homelander's like
but
where Homelander's on his knees is like, I'll suck your dick. All right. that was fine. I think they did take a little bit too far. Where he's like, "I'll eat your shit. I'll eat your shit on live camera." Like that was a bit,
Yeah,
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 all
that was a
right,
bit. They dragged it out a little bit too much.
yeah. Like I would have much rather
Yeah,
see him grovel on his knees and say, "Please don't kill me, please." Like instead of saying, "I'll eat your shit." Like I'll suck your
yeah,
dick.
yeah,
Yeah, I get that bit. That's pretty funny. But the next
yeah,
bit after that was like, yeah, okay, let's. What are we doing?
yeah, 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 exactly.
But I mean, even and a lot of people also, well, not a lot of people, but I did see it a few times where people were complaining about. I think you even told me as well how like Butcher and Huey couldn't overpower Homelander in season 3 at the Hero Gasm thing. It took
Oh, yeah,
it took all three
yeah,
of them, Soldier Boy, not Homelander, Soldier Boy, Butcher, and Huey to hold him down, and that was
yeah.
with Huey and Butcher on Temp V.
Temp
Um,
V, and Soldier
and
Boy charging up his fucking thing and only just like kind of sitting over him, not actually holding him down at all.
yeah,
And it's
and
like, oh,
people were
come
complaining
on,
about
like,
Butcher being able to fight him in the at the end there, and it's like, well,
yeah, like,
Butcher now
he's a
has
lot
proper
stronger.
V. He's a lot
Well,
stronger.
he doesn't have proper V. He's got some
Or
mutated
he's got a
bullshit, but
he's got a cancerous fucking thing that's supercharged up on V.
yeah, and he's a lot stronger. Like he's a lot stronger how he is in the end of the series than what he was in that scene.
Yeah,
You've got um what's he the kid who's supposed to be basically able to get to be as strong as what Homelander is or was on the regular V.
and not to
So
mention he's the very first and only natural born soup.
I'm actually wondering, if he's going to get his powers back or if he like
Well,
actually has lost them.
well, that's the thing. They don't actually say that he lose. Like Butcher hints at it, and he doesn't correct
Yeah,
him or any. Like Ryan doesn't correct him and say, "No, I've still got my powers." So I'm wondering if he still actually has them and just didn't tell
yeah,
anyone because he knows
yeah,
if he has them, he'll probably be hunted. But so
yeah. Or
that'd
people
be interesting.
expect him to like defend everything, and he doesn't want to do it, or yeah.
Yeah, that
But that'd be an interesting future pathway to go down.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So
And Star season 5 where Starlight has that big like family episode with her dad. Like,
yeah,
was that? I'm not sure if that was necessary. Like, yeah, it's cool. Okay, a bit of character development, bit of emotional development for for Starlight.
yeah.
That's good, but we could have done this so much earlier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It didn't be done in the last season. There
And
was a
then
lot
it
of
went to
stalling in the
nothing.
last season. Yeah, like
There was a lot of things that did
the,
go to nothing because I think they wrote season 5 and filmed season 5
yeah,
at a time where they thought something was going to come of it. Like I said earlier, The Boys Mexico was
yeah,
rumoredly to have been a spin-off, and that
yeah,
ultimately got cancelled probably after they wrote season 5, so they probably just kept a lot of stuff in there.
yeah,
So I get that. Season
yeah,
in terms of like all the other seasons, season
mm,
5 is probably pretty average.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It's not. It definitely wasn't the best season going around. There was some cool moments in it and stuff. There was a lot of cool moments in it, but I wasn't like. I don't think you're ever gonna really finish off a big series and make everyone happy. I don't think it's possible to really do that. I don't think you can please everyone. You just got to try and do your best to please as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of people that weren't happy with the ending of the Boys season 5. I mean, it is what it is.
I
It
mean,
was it was a the story's over. Like it was a completion of the story. The story did get completed, probably not in the best way that everyone would have liked. Was it better? Was a better ending than what we got from fucking Game of Thrones? Yeah,
well, I haven't
you know.
seen Game of Thrones, so I don't have a judgment.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was real bad. So
I should probably watch Game of Thrones at some point.
it's
It did,
definitely worth the watch, dude.
yeah, it does seem to be very popular, and they do have a spin off now too, don't they?
They got two spin-offs at the moment.
Two spin offs.
Yeah, the second one's way better. They
House
got
is it House of Dragon?
House of the Dragon's like the one that's been going on the longest now. I think it's up to like the third season, maybe. It's coming out
Yep.
soon. And then they just released Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which was such a good. That was really, 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 really good. Like really good. Like that was like hitting vibes from like season one Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Like she was fucking beast.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to like, I don't know, put like the boys each season into maybe like a tier list, maybe?
A tier list.
Yeah.
I would like to, but I'd have to like because I haven't really gone back and
Yeah, I
rewatched
suppose
them,
it's been
so
a
it's hard
while.
for me to really go like know if exactly when things happened. I guess
Yeah,
without
well,
like we might be able like maybe we do that, but we put like we'll put it in the if we do it, we'll put it in the video now. Like it'll show up and it'll have like a little tier list that we've put in
yeah, I'll
after
try
we've
and do that.
spent some time to try and we'll have a look at it ourselves. We won't be able to discuss it now because we're gonna have to go through and read
Yeah, fair enough.
what happened. What I have to go back and look at what happened in each season and how
Yeah.
each season ended. You know what I mean? Because I just
Well,
can't fucking remember what some of them like. I know one of them ended with Stormfront getting killed. One of them
yeah.
ended. Yeah, yeah.
Out of the whole series, though, would you have a favorite episode?
Would I have a favorite episode? Probably we have the same favorite episode, and you know that.
Yeah, I think everyone has the same favorite episode, and that's
Hero Gasm. That's
Hero Yeah,
everyone's. Yeah, Hero Gasm was probably everyone's favorite episode. That was a fucking banger.
just because it
That's
was
fucking hilarious.
just because it was so funny and so fucked up.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. Although season five, like the second last episode, that was actually not bad. With like the dude with playing like hacky sack with his nuts and shit.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Butcher just looks at it like, oh, what the fuck?
That was honestly pretty funny. But yeah, the Hero Gas was probably like up there. Hero Gas was probably up there.
Yeah, I would
I think
agree.
you know what I kind of feel like the boys lost me a little bit is when they actually brought the whole temp V thing in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I don't
they
know.
they could have.
They get like like a lesson V in the comic books. Like I know that they do end up getting like, but they're not. It's not as strong as like what the other soups are. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I'd say overall, good series. There's definitely been worse series out there, um,
Mm.
and I guess my opinion might be different to most because I didn't watch the comics, and trust me, I understand the whole frustration of straying from the comic books too much. But
Yeah, especially if you really like, if you're a massive fan of the comic books, I could see how you'd be pissed off.
yeah, definitely. Like
That's
if
like anything. It's like anything that it's like I said, the whole Harry Potter thing. If you really loved it, you know, in certain parts of it, this part's it's gonna come up, or that part's gonna come, and you don't get it, yeah, you're gonna be pissed. You're not gonna
yeah,
be happy about it. And I
I th-
and there's no like, not from us, like we fucking completely understand because there's been plenty of things where we've been like, you know, waiting for it to happen and it doesn't fucking happen.
yeah, yeah, like, and most of my um I don't know, my issues, I guess, with the Man of Steel movie, actually not most, all of my issues with Man of Steel movie are the things that they changed from the comic books, like the whole Jonathan
Yeah.
Kent and how he dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same with how they ended Zod. Like that's just all right.
Yeah.
You're taking it too far now. Why did we do that?
I'm happy with the reimagining, but you still need to stick to the source material and certain key
Like
points.
exactly. Like I'm fine with okay. I'll use Superman as an example because Superman's probably the most I've read about most I've read about comic book character terms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they come out with a Superman movie and they say, okay, Superman's not from Krypton, I'd probably instantly walk out and not even watch it or turn it off, whatever.
Yeah.
But if they come out and say, oh, Superman's from Krypton, but you know, like how they did in the Superman movie where um they made it
His parents are
his parents are like
not good.
conquerors kind of thing. And
Yeah.
that does appear in the comic books, but it's not like the main comic book lore or story, which I'm fine
Yeah.
with that little detail because that gives people a reason to sort of not trust Superman in the beginning. And that
Yes.
that
Yes. Yes.
that
Yes.
ultimately leads to the same goal as well.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it's not detriment to the character, like it's not make or break. Not going to change how the character turns out. And same with Jonathan Kent not dying at all, because there are some comic iterations where both Ma and Pa Kent live,
Yeah.
and Superman, but they also add a way for Superman to understand that he can't save everyone
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
different way.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna go with that Jonathan Kent dies, don't
Yeah.
change how he dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Things like that. So
Yeah.
little stuff I'm more okay with, but the big character development stuff, yeah, okay, let's fuck that off.
Yeah. And they kind of did that with like Spider-Man in the Marvel, which I didn't think that was too bad.
What?
With the whole Aunt May dying instead of Uncle Ben, like he didn't have an Uncle Ben in
Well,
this universe.
funny you mention that because they do something similar to Peter Parker in the Marvel Spider-Man game that come out that was very popular.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Okay.
they did change it in the movie, and in the comics, Spider-Man's aunt does live to a ripe old age most of the time.
Yeah.
But there has been some arcs where she's died because of maybe sometimes it's a result of something Spider-Man's done or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
in the video game, from memory, I think she gets infected with something and she gets sick,
Yeah. Okay.
and it was done really well. And I
Yeah.
think, but like I said, ultimately it achieves the same goal. Like it
Yeah.
it builds the same character anyway. It doesn't affect, or it makes the character to turn out to be the same anyway.
Yeah. 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 And that, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
There's not much else I can really say on it
Hmm.
because you've got so much source material.
Hmm.
Sometimes if you take material from not so well known comics, but they're still from the comics, some of the comic book fans are going to be like, all right, that we don't like that. We haven't seen that before, etc., etc.
It's like female Silver Surfer and shit.
Yeah, like she's from the comics, but she's not well known. Still would
She's
have
not.
much rather have
She's not a
seen,
Bin Sur or whatever the fuck is a Bin Sur.
yeah,
Is
something
that
like that.
Lantern? Yeah.
No, Abin Sur's the lantern that Hal Jordan gets his ring from. Abin
Yeah.
Sur, yeah, Abin Sur. But
That
I
makes
still
sense.
would have much rather have seen the male Silver Surfer. Did I deal with the
Yeah.
female Silver Surfer? Yeah, would have preferred the
I
male,
still,
but
I still think that that he put the female Silver Surfer in this one because it's an alternate universe, and then they can have the male one in the main one.
yeah, they could do. That'd definitely be interesting.
Mm.
But they even speak about, you know, is it Charla Ball's her name? Charla Ball? something
Yeah,
like
something like that. Shia
that.
LaBeouf, yeah, yeah.
She even speaks about her. Um, she does this to save her planet, which is the same reason her quote unquote husband did it originally in the comics, and etc. etc. So, um,
Yeah,
like I said, would have preferred to have seen the male Silver Surfer, but is what it is at
yeah.
the end of the day.
Norin Rad. Fucking hell, I was
That
well
yeah,
off.
I
God damn.
was thinking Bin Sur. That's yeah, Abin Sur's the Green Lantern from that dies
Yeah, as
in
soon as I said it, I was like, that's a fucking lantern. What am I on about?
yeah, because Abin Sur's the legendary great Green Lantern that dies, and his ring goes to Hal
Yeah,
Jordan.
same shit, really. They're basically the same powers. Both got
Oh,
surfboards.
I would argue that Silver Surfer's probably more powerful than a lantern,
Yeah, probably.
but that's a whole nother discussion, I guess.
That is a whole nother discussion. All right. So I think we've summed up and prattled on about all our random bullshit enough about the boys to give you a good idea that, yes, it is worth your watch. Are you
Yeah,
going to be disappointed? That depends on you. Really? Like, I fucking watched the whole thing and I enjoyed the vast majority of it.
yeah,
So there was definitely things I didn't like, but there was a lot of parts that I did. There's a lot of good and the bad. The ending of the series, it's not so groundbreakingly bad that it ruined the whole series like it did for Game of Thrones, but it's probably not the best way they could have gone about it. There's definitely other ways to go about it that were
there's a
probably more obvious options.
no matter how you end a TV show like that, that's so popular, you're always going to have people that hate it. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was great. I would have much rather have seen like Homelander just go completely scorched earth, burn everything, fucking blow the whole planet up, and just fly off to a different planet and start his reign again.
yeah. If I had to go start to finish and watch an entire series again, and it was between The Boys, Walking Dead, and Game of Thrones, I'd still go The Boys.
Yeah, fair enough. That
So,
valid.
you know.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, anyway, I
All
guess
right.
we'll leave it there. Yeah,
Yeah.
boys, good. I liked it. Disappointing at times, but like I said, overall, pretty
Overall,
good.
good, funny,
Yeah,
plenty of laughs,
yeah.
plenty of action, plenty of gore,
Plenty of just grotesque stuff.
plenty of milk.
Yeah, plenty of milk. And not just cow milk, but breast milk.
Yeah, plenty of breast. If you like breast milk, you'll love The Boys.
Yeah, all right. I guess
Go.
yeah, thanks for listening, watching.
Thanks for watching and listening. Yeah.
We'll see you
Hopefully
next
we
time.
get that thing that we said we're going to put in it. If we don't, well,
Oh well.
they're all pretty good.
All right.
Catches.
See yous.